Hey there, it's Kyle with the Whissel Realty team, and we're here for another episode of Santee Saturdays. Today, we are here at the new Finest Made Ales in the heart of Santee. We're gonna sit down with the owner, learn a little bit more about the business and what they have to offer. Let's get to it. All right, Ray, thanks for joining me, friend.
Oh yeah, cheers.
All right, so we are here at the new Finest Made Ales. So a lot of people might know this location, but this used to be Butcher's Brewing. So you guys recently did a big rebrand, changed it to Finest Made Ales. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we really wanted to grow the brand, broaden the brand, and also just really be true to what our original vision was. And our original vision was to do, pairings with food and beer. I have a culinary background. I went to the CIA New York. I worked overseas in southern France, in Europe, and then through some great places here in the U.S. And in my journey, one of the things that we always wanted to do was pairing food with beverage was always like this complement, an interaction that we'd have with whatever we do. And we have so many elements that we can work with. There's the bitterness from the hops, the sweetness from the malts. You can also make combination flavors where certain hops and certain malts actually create a third flavor together that's very unique on its own, that you can't find without that combination.
Okay.
And then pair them into the food world.
Every brewery's got their core beers. What are your guys' core beers here at Finest Made?
Our Hoppy Pilsner is at the top of the list. Then we have our Hefeweizen, that's an unfiltered wheat beer. We use a specific German style yeast in that one. We have our stout, which is a cross between an oatmeal and a milk stout, so it's kind of a hybrid stout. And then the last one we have is our blonde ale, which is a great quaffable light beer with a little bit of hints of graham cracker in it.
Okay. So what are the typical hours your tasting rooms open?
Monday through Thursday, we're 2 to 8 p.m. And then Friday and Saturday, we're open 12 to 10.
Okay.
People are welcome to bring in their own food if they'd like, or to order out. We do have good relations with a lot of the takeout places around here.
Okay, very cool. What do you think makes your beer different than a lot of the other beers around?
It's our focus on quality and our process and the way we approach beers. Here, we actually have two things that we do is we start with an end flavor in mind, something that complements itself, like strawberries and white chocolate, Greek olives and feta cheese, and we come up with an idea. We'll go through ideas of how to make that happen into a beer, and that actually, before we even start penciling out a recipe, is what we start with. What is, beets and sorrel, when you break it down to its elements, is sweet and sour.
Okay.
So how do we create sweet and sour into a beer? Do we use a sweet malt? We can use a acidulated malt. We can actually sour the product with a bacteria at the end of fermentation. We go through these different scenarios, and then at that point, when we think we've kind of figured out what we want to do, then we go ahead and start putting a recipe together and brewing.
So people can come in here, they can obviously try some flights, figure out what they like, they can order pints here. You guys do growlers as well, I'm assuming?
Yeah, we have 32-ounce growlers. We do fill 64 growlers. We do fill blank glass growlers. On top of our beers, we have some non-alcoholic offerings that we have. We make in-house root beer. We make in-house craft sodas.
Where exactly are you guys located at?
We're at 9962 Prospect Avenue, Suite E. It's in the middle of the industrial park, Santee, California.
Cool. And if somebody wants to get more info on you guys, what's the best way to do that?
Finestmade.com.
Okay.
And then we have Instagram and Facebook are also pretty big for us.
Cool. Ray, thanks for joining me, man.
Oh yeah, cheers.
Thanks so much for watching this episode of Santee Saturdays. And if you enjoyed the video, we encourage you to like it, comment on it, and most importantly, share it so more people can learn about Finest Made Ales here in Santee. If you own a local Santee business or run a community organization, would like to be featured on a future episode of Santee Saturdays, give me a call, Kyle, at 858-699-3895. Thanks so much for watching. See you next Saturday. So more people can learn about Finest Made Ales. Oops, there's your blooper.